Hello and welcome to this edition of the Potomac Local News Podcast. I'm your host, Uriah Kiser, publisher and founder of Potomac Local News. Joining us on the podcast today is Ahryel Tinker. She is the education director at Art Factory in Manassas, and where they're going to be holding the SuperCon later this month. Want to find out more about that and what fun it is. The SuperCon. I see you're wearing a Batman shirt.
Yeah.
I've got mine right behind me. I'm not wearing it. I should have probably worn it for this interview. My Superman shirt. But Ahryel, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming on today and tell us more about SuperCon.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited. We want to get everybody aware of it. Honestly, when I started working at the Art Factory, I was teaching, theater classes and stuff like that. And I'm a con-goer. I do a lot of local cons, Fairfax Comic Con, Awesome Con, Baltimore. And I said, you know what we need is a con right here locally. And, a lot of the cons that I've been to have started really small and local and then kind of exploded from there. So I was like, this is the perfect place. We have multiple floors. So two of my little brain children have been SuperCon, and then last year we also did Factory of Fear, a haunted house there. So I'm just fun and innovative ways to use the space, but definitely bringing nerd stuff for very altruistic, but also selfish reasons.
Bringing nerd stuff. I love it. And the space there in Manassas where the Art Factory is located is right there on the railroad tracks. It is right downtown. It is it's right across from the train station. So it is central downtown Manassas. And because of our audience ranges from so many different people, when we say con and someone out there might be like, who are they trying to get one over on? Who are they trying to con? No, that's not it's a convention, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying when we're saying con.
Yep.
So tell me a little more about the events that people can expect when they come. I know you've got a big name in horror coming in.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Talk to me about what people can expect when they come.
Absolutely. So we are since we have a pretty cool special guest coming, we kind of flip-flopped. If you came last year, the exhibitors like Artist Alley kind of thing, where we have a bunch of tables with local and just area artists selling their art, selling their fandom things. That'll all be in the first floor. So as soon as you walk in, it'll just be, that kind of, I don't know, whenever I walk into an Artist Alley, the glaze kind of goes over my eyes like, oh my gosh, what money am I going to spend here? So we're putting it on the first floor. And then on the third level will be our bigger panel, because we are having Jamie Flanigan come, which is so cool. Jamie Flanigan is a writer and actor. And their older brother is Mike Flanigan, the director and writer, co-writer of things like The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix and The Haunting of Hill House, which changed my life. It was so good. The Haunting of Bly Manor. They've been in,
which was freaky. That's the one the one Bly Manor was freaky. Hill House is freaky. That's a big get, right? I mean, to get someone who's done the big motion picture to do the Netflix stuff, the big movies. How'd you do that? How'd you get that?
Well, honestly, I have to give it to my team. So I have an amazing team of committee members and volunteers. And one of our team members, Kay Hannafin, she's a horror author. She reached out to Jamie and they responded. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I got to Zoom with Jamie, and they are such an incredible human being. And I'm very excited to have them. They'll be taking pictures and autographs and all that good stuff and doing a panel talking about, whatever Q&A kind of things. And Kay is actually going to do a panel on horror writing that I'm going to be moderating. So we're going to kind of play up this horror writing thing as well, which is my jam. So I'm really excited about that.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to go over some of the Flanigan, the credits. I mean, they go on. I mean, Shudder Creep Show, Hysteria on Peacock, going back to Shudder. I mean, I don't. For those who are not Joe Bob fans, you should be a Joe Bob fan on Shutter because I mean, it's just it's film. It's like film class every Friday. It's really
Yep.
cool. So you've got your big get. Why is this? Why is this perfect for Manassas right now? Obviously, the city's been growing. It's diversifying in terms of the people who are moving there, and the types of events that are happening in downtown. This certainly is not one that we've seen over the course of the past 5 or 6 years. This is really new. So why is this the perfect time to be holding something like this in Manassas?
Honestly, there's so much happening in Manassas all the time. You know, like every time we're coming in for a show on the weekend at the Art Factory, there's a festival or a First Friday or something, and it's just filled with people looking for ways to be a community. And the coolest community that I've ever been a part of is the nerddom community. I love cosplay. I love comics. I love all of these classic things that we kind of share. You know, like you said, like I have a Batman shirt on that speaks to so many different people for so many different reasons. And last year when we did it, you know, just the resounding feedback was this is really cool. And we're so happy to have something like this in this area. And that's the kind of stuff I love. I just love bringing communities together. And this one is one of my favorite ones.
That I think when you see the comic book shirt, when you see the fellow nerd, you know,
Yeah.
if I'm wearing my Star Trek dad shirt, people know that they can just come up and say hi, right? What's up? You know, it's part of this, and much in the same way people wear football jerseys and baseball jerseys and everything like that. This is nerds' way of just being themselves and putting
Yeah.
flying their nerd flag, which I love. You talked about having the artist alley and the exhibitor gallery, and that was a big focus last year. Art Factory, obviously known for the art shows that it does, for the performances that it hosts. So how important is it to have artist alley and the exhibitor gallery tied to SuperCon?
You know, we were very fortunate because our gallery director, Jordan Exum, has partnered with us in so many different ways. Like for Factory of Fear, we have a Factory of Fear exhibit now that goes hand in hand with the haunted house. And so she's kind of tied in the exhibits for the artists that are happening at the same times as these things, which is really cool. But a lot of the artists, like I said, are local artists that maybe I don't want to say don't fit in a gallery, but like this is stuff that people are creating, like fandom wise, little stickers, you know, things that really speak to us as a community. And it's another way to put that art out there. It's a really cool, like my water bottle's covered in stickers that I've gotten from cons, you know, like I wouldn't be able to get that anywhere else, maybe online, but then you miss out on that human interaction. So that's really cool also.
How far have you traveled for a con?
I haven't gone to any of the big ones. I really want to go to New York Comic Con or San Diego. I have gone a couple, I think 4 hours is the longest that I've ever traveled for a con, but that's only because of what my wallet allows currently.
I'm with you. I have never been to the Las Vegas Star Trek convention. I've never been there. This event here, do you hope it grows? Do you hope it becomes, I mean, maybe it won't become San Diego overnight, but it may become a regional thing. And is that your hope to get to build the awareness, get more people here?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know as far as like taking it somewhere else outside the Art Factory, because part of the charm is having it in that historic building in that downtown location. But growing and getting the awareness out is really just, I mean, I was surprised with the attendance for last year. I mean, not really, because I always say if you build it, they will come, you know, like I would definitely seek something like that out. But I'm just hoping that it continues to get more guests like Jamie, to get more artists. We have a lot of artists who have worked on Marvel comics and worked in certain things. One of our docents is spent his whole life working in television, and he's going to do a panel, which is so cool to me. like literally from the inception of television. He was born the same year television started and traveled and worked to make it accessible. So just like bringing more community together and getting the people in the rooms is definitely the goal.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I'm just gonna pluck some things out of the announcement here. You know, there's gonna be a console gaming area, a one-shot D&D campaign, or Pokemon Magic: The Gathering games, classic board games, which is always fun. It's always cool. So there a lot of play, a lot of fun. Do we have any, in terms of the cosplay going on? What are you gonna dress up as?
Okay, so I think the staff, we kind of decided we're going to do like a Sailor Moon group. I'm like a big group cosplayer. I love doing a whole group, and I've always wanted to do a Sailor Moon group. So I think we're going to pull that together. And then I'll probably pull an old one out. I haven't decided yet. I'm a last minute cosplay decider, much to the chagrin of everyone I'm cosplaying with. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We'll
And the
see.
party doesn't stop during the day. You've got something happening after the sun at from 8 to midnight for 18 and over. Talk about that.
Yeah, so every time I go to AwesomeCon or like a convention, there's always these after parties, and I'm like, that is fun. So I was like, hey guys, can we do an after party? We have a little link with the Noakesville Winery, and they will bring wine and cider, and and we're gonna have a DJ and just general fun. Just come, stay, have a party, all that good stuff.
That's all. So you could bring the family during the day, and then 18 and over at night, hang out for some wine and some more fun and things like that. So it's a whole packed day. It's going to be Art Factory SuperCon on Saturday, April 26th and Sunday, April 27th from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. at the Art Factory. That's at 9419 Battle Street. That's in downtown Manassas. The SuperCon party will be held on Saturday, April 26th. That's the exclusive 18 and over from 8 p.m. to midnight. You can buy your tickets, may be purchased for the convention only, super party only, or convention or both. And for more information, it's virginiaartfactory.org. Art Factories SuperCon. VirginiaArtFactory.org is where to go for more information. Hey, this has been great. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to me about this.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome. Thank you for your interest in the event. I'm very excited, hopefully, to see you there. Maybe in one of those Star Trek uniforms.
That's right. That's right. I need to figure out if I'm wear TNG or DS9 or I don't know. I'll let you know. I will bring. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I will be bringing this. So I'll do that. I'll put that.
Yes.
You know what? I honestly should have wore that on my lapel for the entire interview. So,
but now better late than never.
There we go. There we go. Move it up there. All right. That's Ahryel. Thank you so much for coming on the Potomac Local News Podcast, and we can't wait to come to SuperCon.
Thanks so much, Uriah, for having me.